Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Brown's Latest. I'm Dave Grendzynski, but some people call me Grizzer. And this is where you can stop in and get caught up on some of the latest news items that concern our Cleveland Browns and then get a take or two tied to each of those news items along the way. Thank you to everyone who has liked our previous episodes and who has subscribed to the channel, and to everyone who has gotten their comments down there into the viewer comment section. Some great healthy discussions go on down there. And hey, I just want to let you know, the folks at Fan Arch have they let me know that we're going to have some new stuff coming up for you here in the coming months. We're going to start doing live streams, and we'll have some exclusive content. There might be some memberships and things involved, but because of all of you and all of the support you have shown, things are happening for our little channel here, our little show, and I cannot thank you enough as we inch ever so closely to 7,000 subscribers. I really, really do appreciate it. Now, let's get on with today's show. Today, listen to this. The NFL Network has pinpointed a couple of rookies on the Browns roster that they say will make an immediate impact this season. Also, I don't know what's in the water at Pro Football Focus lately, but they found something else they like about this Browns team. How about this one? An NFL insider who's going to clear the air for us and tell us whether or not the Browns will trade one of our rookie quarterbacks. And down in the viewer comments, one viewer explains what the viewer comments should be all about. This is a great take, and I cannot wait to get there. But first things first, before we start tending to business, we got to mention this. We've mentioned this a couple of times before, but it's happening, folks. The budget has been approved. Here's part of the official statement from the Haslam Sports Group. The approved state budget includes a construct that supports a new enclosed Huntington Bank Field in Brook Park. The Browns have been a part of the fabric of Northeast Ohio for generations, and although there is more work to be done to bring this vision to fruition, we are thrilled at the prospect of this transformative project securing the Browns' future in Northeast Ohio for generations to come. And so the Browns will be moving to Brook Park. The money's good. Like, everything's a couple of little things here or there. But it would take something catastrophic, monumental to keep the Browns from going to Brook Park. I think the curse of Art Modell is in that underneath that ground over there, where the old stadium was and where the current stadium is. I don't know. The Guardians got out of there and they got closed twice. I mean, we haven't won a World Series yet, but I mean, we at least we've been there. The Browns haven't even been to a Super Bowl yet, so I just look at this as all positive. I was out and about over the weekend and talking to people, and I don't find too many people who are against it. And so, the consensus typically is that the city had the chance. They've had the chance for 50 years, for as long as we can remember. And so, but now, everybody seems to be, the majority of Browns fans appear to be okay with it. And here's the other thing. I think LeBron's going to end up coming back with all this stuff going on with the Lakers and everything. So you could have a new stadium coming. LeBron could be back. I mean, I don't know. Just my personal opinion. I just think that could happen. So, but I don't know. So back to football. All right. Now, we have a couple of rookies, according to the NFL Network, who are ready to shine. And now everybody's going, who could it be? Because we had a good draft. We've got a couple of rookies that everybody wants to talk about all the time. Specifically one. But the NFL Network said it's Mason Graham and Carson Schweschinger everybody should be talking about. They said Mason Graham, he gets to line up alongside Myles Garrett. And he says that should help him make an instant impact. He was one of the cleanest evals in this draft. And as a former wrestler who consistently wins with leverage, he has heavy hands and a nonstop motor. And then Schweschinger, rangy and instinctive with skills to defend against the run or pass. Sounds like JOK. Schweschinger fits the mold of the modern off-ball linebacker, and playing behind Cleveland's Myles Garrett in front should help the rookie stay pretty clean, allowing him to fly around the field and stuff the stat sheet. And so Schweschinger of course, is really being looked upon to be that replacement for JOK, who's out for the season. And then Mason Graham is going to be leaned on to start picking up some double teams to free up Myles Garrett. Or if they decide to double Myles, then Mason Graham could get free, and that high motor could come in handy. And now, back to Schlesinger. Not only did NFL Network have nice things to say about him, but Terry Pluto, and you know how much I love Terry Pluto. I have so much respect for Terry Pluto, Cleveland.com. He's been a writer in this city forever. And he does a podcast, which I listen to every week because I just value his opinion. He does his research, and he's just one I love Terry Pluto. Anyway, he said, now this is what he was told. He was told that Schlesinger could be special right away. He said, that's what I heard about him. The team's second-round pick from UCLA. The Browns believe he can start immediately at middle linebacker. He quickly picks up the defensive schemes. They love his speed. They believe he is as advanced at this early stage as JOK during his rookie season. So a lot of good things being said about not only Mason Graham, but Carson Schlesinger. Now, coming up, piggybacking off of that, Pro Football Focus, they're in on it too with our linebackers. Now, we're not top 10, but it could be way worse. Like, they ranked us, pretty high. Here's the list. I always give you the top 5 so we can compare. Eagles, Lions, Patriots, Chiefs, and Commanders. Top linebacker rooms, according to Pro Football Focus. And this is Dalton Wasserman, who put these rankings together. Then you see the Browns, they're at 12. And what I love is we're ranked highest in the AFC North. The Steelers are right behind us. I don't know how the Bengals are in front of the Ravens, but they are. We might have to talk about that, Dalton. You might have to call me. I have to coach you up on how bad the Bengals defense is. I'll take this. Heck, you lose JOK and you still have the best linebacker room in the division? All right. But Wasserman says that the Browns linebackers were quite productive last year. They'll be led by Jordan Hicks. He had a 77.4 PFF overall grade last year, 11th best at the position. And then, of course, he's backed up by Devin Bush. And then he mentions Carson Schlesinger as well. And then don't forget, the Browns signed Jerome Baker, Benedictine guy. Almost went to Benedictine. Got a great story about when I went to take the entrance test at Benedictine. But we'll save that for another day. So that, they've made some moves to strengthen the position. And PFF loves it. They like it. They like it a lot. So I'm good with that. Best linebackers? Are you kidding me? Best linebackers in the division. Let's go. Build on that. All right. Now, the other thing everybody keeps wondering, are we going to trade one of the rookie quarterbacks? Now, I keep telling you, never going to happen. You got a quarterback on a rookie contract, and you don't even know what he can do yet. You're not trading him. You got to find out what he can do because you might have your next, a franchise quarterback on the cheap. Browns are trading either one of the rookies, and guess what? Cameron Wolf of NFL Network agrees. He says Cleveland is not expected to trade, not expected to consider a trade involving either Sanders or Gabriel. Dylan Gabriel or Shedeur Sanders are both safe, according to Cameron Wolf. He says both rookies are anticipated to remain on the Browns roster through the 2025 NFL season. But he says still, and many NFL teams could be looking for a quarterback, and he feels that Kenny Pickett would eventually be the one who is shopped. He thinks as early as August, which is already next month. It's already July 1st. Can you believe that? Pickett would be the likely option, and so that's what he's saying because of his veteran depth that he could add and his experience as a starter. So, like I've been saying all along, folks. The rookie quarterbacks will not be traded. They will not be traded. So you don't have to worry about that. One other thing that will never be traded, of course, are the viewer comments. Never, ever will they ever be traded. And we're going to start with TS 3709. And this is what I teased at the top. Folks, this is what the viewer comments should be all about. This is why I wish I could take calls, because we could have these conversations live. We're going to start doing live streams, so we'll get a sense of that. But listen to what he says. Stay with me. He says, "Let me be certain and clear. My comments in no way shade towards you," meaning me. "I appreciate your takes, and you're the only Cleveland channel I consistently listen to on a daily basis." He says, "I say this because even when we disagree around the edges, I appreciate your thought process. It's clear that you have the best interests of Browns fans and players in mind. So, thanks for tolerating my forthright and focused desire to see the Browns do what's best not only for Shedeur, but everyone involved. I'm even dedicated to being nicer and more understanding when I cringe at some of the approaches." And that's what this is about, folks. That's why I love the viewer comment section. That's why I look at it every day. I respond to as many as I possibly can. But just these healthy, because there's so many times where even like a comment, I'm like, oh, yeah, never even thought about it. Like, and I'll respond like, that's a great take, great point, good time. I didn't even think about it. Like, that's what we're all here to coach each other up, because like right now, like we're just hoping for the best, right? And unless you're walking around with Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Barry all day, Baranski all day, like nobody knows for certain, how this is going to play out. And so I really appreciated that TS 3709. I really appreciated that take, and that's what it's all about, folks. Just let's talk. Everybody, we're not gonna, we're all not gonna have the same opinions, but you know what? We can coach each other up, help each other out, but just, have fun with it. Football is fun, folks. Football is fun. Patrick Thompson, 8511. Shedeur doesn't have to start the year off as QB1. That's overkill. As a 5th-round pick, he just needs to play or start a few games, and he has clearly exceeded his 5th-round expectations. I'd rather Flacco start and get pulled for him anyway. He says it makes the story even spicier. Yeah, I mean, there's no need to rise, especially like I think we're winning at least 3 of those first 6 games. Everybody goes, oh, they're going to go 0-6 the first 6 games. I mean, Baltimore is not going to be that easy, but Cincinnati, you know how I feel about them. But I feel with Flacco, and then there's Pickett, that veteran presence, at least, they have that. And so I think especially going through those division games, the early division games are the ones that I worry about more than anything. Just so the rookie quarterbacks can see how Flacco mostly Flacco. I would love for them to see Flacco play a couple of those games and learn from him. But, or if it is Pickett, then, maybe they'll learn something from him too. But, the thing about Shedeur is this. I don't know if you saw this anonymous scout who he's apparently quoted in the Athlon Sports NFL Preview magazine. First of all, who still buys a magazine? But he said that this anonymous scout said they didn't like him because they thought he was polarizing and his attitude toward the draft process wasn't the best. But he did go on to say, if he figures out that he doesn't have it all figured out, he can still have success. He's got a lot of tools. And so yeah, and Gabriel's probably the same way. I mean, he's probably so raw. So we'll see. Well, I just think that, long way to go. All right, Steve Jackson, the way Barry and Kevin are drafting is a losing mentality. You're supposed to plan on to win now, not to plan to win next year. Players' windows are closing. That last line is why I used this take, Steve Jackson. Player windows are closing, which is part of the reason why I said I don't think we should sign Myles Garrett. He's on the back 9 of his career. Not that his window's closing this year, but, but that's one of my concerns. Look at David Njoku. He's right. There are some windows here that are closing. So that's why I keep saying we got to get younger at some of these positions, right? So, and you sound a lot like my buddy. And my buddy who gets into Muscle Man 2025, because he's been saying this for years. It's always about next year. It's always about next year. When are we going to play for this year? And I'm getting to that point. We got to start playing for this year. So that's why we hope one of these quarterbacks works out this year, because we've been waiting for next year every year. So great take, Steve Jackson. And then John Deluski. If your last name ends in ski, there's a chance I'm going to use you. All-time Browns list. Remember we talked about Ranker.com's all-time Browns list the other day? The all-time Browns list needs to be like 20. I agree. Like I said, we can't fit them all in there. He said just one example, Marion Motley was Jim Brown before Jim Brown. And even Otto Graham said he thought Marion Motley was better than Jim Brown. I mean, Motley averaged almost 6 yards per carry. He led the league in rushing and helped the Browns win 4 championships. And then when they moved to the NFL in 1950, he led the league again in rushing. So Marion Motley, he's right. Marion Motley was Jim Brown before Jim Brown. And here's how we'll end at Jesus Hernandez, who said, remember I said I need to check up on the CU aunties? Well, Jesus is helping me out. He says CU aunties are checking up on Shiloh, LeJontay, and Jimmy if you want to know where they're at. Well, thank you, Jesus, but I appreciate that. I'm still going to check up on them, because I like to make sure I double check everything for myself, but I appreciate the heads up. At least I know where to start my search. All right, that's going to do it for today's show. Thank you so much for joining us. Remember, hey, we're going to start doing some live streams and stuff coming up, man. It should be fun. Once the closer we get to the season, it will be a lot of fun, and the exclusive things we'll put out and whatever. It's all going to be fun. It's going to be a great season, folks. All right, go Browns. We'll see you next time.